Hi, it's Jennifer from Shabby Fabrics. Welcome to the January Table Glitz. For this month, we have these beautiful snowflakes. Just like the previous months, be sure to download the template, either from the Shabby Fabrics homepage at the very bottom where it says free downloads, or in the description box below the video, there'll also be a link where you can simply click and download your snowflake template. For both the placemat and the coaster, we have chosen snowflake design and chosen snowflake fabric for our kits. So it's absolutely beautiful. I hope you can just see how amazing this fabric is. Beautiful soft blue, light blue background, and these are metallic snowflakes, and now also in the white colorway. So kits are available, or you can be using your own fabric as you prefer. We have thread sets available coordinating with the glitter thread from Superior Threads. We are using two colors here, this beautiful light aqua blue and gold. And then you'll want bottom line in your bobbin. This will go on the top of your machine. Bottom line is in your bobbin. I want you to be using the Superior 9012 needles. These are ideal for the glitter thread. They work great, you know. So I'm now learning that using the right combination of bobbin thread and needle, and of course top thread, that the right combination gives you beautiful results. So I really want to encourage you toward that. And just like any kind of specialty thread, once you do unravel that, get the spool going, you kind of have these loose ends. This is why we love our Hugo's amazing tape. Then we can just go ahead, cut off a strip, and secure that thread. And that way we don't have a frayed mess in our sewing basket. And I love how that just kind of keeps it all nice and tidy. Alrighty, so just like before, you'll go ahead and download the template. I've got my light box today, which I love. It helps me see through, and I'm going to trace. I hope the overhead camera can see just this beautiful snowflake design. In fact, let me show that to you before there's two designs we have. We have this design and that one as far as the stitching detail. Of course, you can mix and match, or you can choose your favorite, whatever you want to do. I'm going to be using a micron pen today in the blue, since I will be stitching with a light blue thread. Keep in mind the micron is permanent, and we're using the micron because as we turn the project through, we'll naturally be pressing. If we were using a friction pen, all of our markings would simply disappear. I've definitely done that before and felt kind of silly because I get so used to using my friction pen. I traced all my lines on and then turned a shape through, and when I went to iron, everything was gone, and I felt pretty silly at that point. So save yourself that frustration and embarrassment, and don't follow don't follow that. So I'm going to go ahead. You don't need this ruler, but I found because these are straight lines for most of them, I really loved how, in fact, let me even go with this one, which has even all straight lines. Let's work with that template today. I know that I'm never going to draw a line as straight as a ruler can help me. This is my 6.5 inch by 12.5 inch Creative Grid ruler, and I love that it is the exact length. I simply place that on there, and I'm just going to draw my line. This is the Micron 005 pen, I believe. And this it's the 005 in blue, and it's just enough of a line that you can see where to stitch. And of course, you're simply going to go trace all of your lines, and once that's done, we don't need our light box anymore. Let's just put that off to the side. So we have all of our lines traced. Then you would place another fabric right side together, and on the back of that, simply fuse the webbing just like we did before, or the fusible fleece or fusible batting, whatever you're choosing to use. On the back, just like we've done before. Now with this particular design, because you've got some pretty significant points, and we want those to be very pointed, this is where I like to use my Kai scissors. I'm definitely going to come in. While we did sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance, if you want nice sharp points, you will trim down. So I might trim that down to be, say, maybe 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. And as I start to transition into this part of the curve, which is much gentler, I'll just come and simply trim away that. And at that point, you could even go ahead, if you are comfortable doing that, and you can use your rotary cutter. So I often use the rotary cutter for cutting out shapes when I'm comfortable with that. So I'm going to come in a little bit closer, trimming down, and then I'm going to widen out. And then as I come closer to the tip, I might come in closer to get that 1/8 inch seam allowance, and I might even trim those tips off so that it's easier to turn through. So you get the idea. If you're comfortable using the rotary cutter, by all means do it. Otherwise, the Kai scissors give you great control. I also like to snip in maybe every inch. That's going to help also make it a little smoother as you're turning things through so that your snowflake's lay nice and flat. Okay, so just as before, you're going to continue all the way around and you turn your shape through, nothing new. And our Glitz seam turner, I love this. I love how those places that I can't get in, I'll start working this and very gently getting those points out. You'll go all the way around. So you can see why it's important to get the bulk out. So that way you can have a nice point there. You'll do this for all of your points. And then you'll have your placemat here, and that's where the beautiful stitching comes in. And that's all there is to making the table glitz for January. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, we have so much in store for you. Go ahead and do that, and that way you'll be the first to know anytime we have new DIY or quilt videos available.